Hello, and welcome to the 5th game of this limited Sabbat Chronicle, A Bit of Ultraviolence. As a warning, this is an adult game dealing with dark, aggressive, and potentially triggering subject matter. If something feels like it's too much for you, feel free to take a break, skip a scene, come back later, or whatever's best for you. So with that out of the way, let's meet our cast once again, and we're going to start off with Ellie.
Hi everybody, I am Ellie Collins and I play Christina, the La Sombra.
And Zach.
Hi, I'm Zachary Vaudo, playing Dante Edmonds, the Zemissi.
And Sam.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha McLarty and I'm playing Right, because I always am, the Malkavian.
And our special guest for tonight, Diana.
Hi everybody, I'm Diana D'Amico. Tonight I am joining you as the Toreador Primogen, Isobel Finley.
And you might notice that we're missing Andrew this episode, and we'll miss him terribly, but the night goes on and our hit list waits for no one. So, as always, I am your storyteller for this evening, Lex, and let's get started. When we left our pack last week, things had gone off the rails just a little. Confronted at Dante's own haven, the pack found themselves facing the first real challenge of the task before them. The Anarch Muzi reminded them that their task wasn't always going to be all diablerie and dominate, and no one truly escaped this fight unscathed. Dante was once again injured, Ezra and Christina had some less than nice words, and Wright was forced to suffer rudeness without taking her own measures. By the end of the episode, Muzi had been allowed to walk away with his life and a promise that they'd leave his territory be. Wright's turn for diablerie was denied, and Christina chose to walk away from the pack for the time being with her own section of the hit list in hand. So with that, let's rejoin what's left of our pack and see where they decide to go from here.
Well, for starters, since we're starting off still at my haven, recover a willpower point as part of my clan coterie merit.
Sounds
for
good.
Those who are still here. I imagine that at this point, I don't know if Wright's joining Dante, but I'm just sort of wandering the halls, letting Ezra sleep off the blood high a little bit more.
Right, will definitely follow with Dante.
Ezra just kind of slumps down on this roof and is just kind of like staring off into the distance where Christina left.
I think that could have gone a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. He's got a rude awakening coming for him though later.
I imagine the come down's never pleasant.
That's not what I'm talking about, but he'll find out in due time.
Very well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's wise, though? I agree with splitting to cover ground, but seems that we're a bit more high profile than I anticipated.
I mean, do you have any better suggestions?
Not so much, unfortunately. At this point, we're a bit of a boulder that we have to keep rolling. Just keep the momentum going. Otherwise, if it stops, it stops, and that's the end of that. Just was sort of hoping it'd be a little bit more, smooth running.
Well, darling, you have met us all at this point.
Unfortunately.
Ow, I'm offended.
Not you, the collective you.
I don't know how to take that because I'm part of the collective of me.
Oh no, I like you.
Us? Okay. I have to say, I've been quite pleasant to you, sir.
You have. And on that note, recent events have had me thinking. We discussed this later, and Dante is unbuttoning his sleeve. We discussed this as later, but well, having a hole punched straight through my chest has given me a bit of a perspective, and I'd hate to be the kind of host that doesn't make good on his word. So, and he just presents his wrist forward to Wright. If you'd like to start learning.
Yeah, you know what? That probably would be a really good idea, honestly, because I'd hate for you to, get yourself perished and then me not know what to do. like how to do the things that you said I could learn how to do. So
I do consider myself a man of my word, after all.
wonderful. Then I will absolutely take you up on it. And I'm gonna bite down.
And I will allow her to learn Protean, and I'll go back up to Hunger 1 from my Diablerie 10 minutes ago.
Sounds good.
There.
Alright.
There.
Oh.
It's good to have plans.
I should probably do the same though, right? Because like I told you that I would show you how to do the thing, you know, the thing.
Yes, but so far you're much more intact in one piece, and I'm
That's fair.
less so.
That's very, very fair.
We'll claim that later.
Okay.
Well,
So, are we gonna go do a thing like just us, or are we gonna go chase after Christina? Because I'm really not up for dealing with him right now. I'm really liable to make him like forget who he is permanently.
no,
At
that
this
won't
point.
be beneficial to us. How about we go try to find our other wayward babe, and if we wind up doing something in the process, then bonus.
Sounds good to me.
I'll just extend my arm out to walk right out to follow Christina wherever she may be.
All right, so you guys exit from this building, leaving Ezra to, I guess, sleep it off upstairs. And as you come out, you see the car, and Christina's just leaned up against it, arms crossed, just like for real.
Hey.
That went a lot quicker than I expected.
I want to be around Ezra, but we gotta go.
Right.
Too true.
So, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there because things and shit. But, next one's mine.
We did
Yeah.
say.
Like, legit.
Yeah, you called dibs.
Good. Just making sure we're all on the same page, because so far, I've been denied. And that's rude.
What's fair is fair.
Yay! Okay, so who's next on the list?
Whoever Christina tore off on her piece of paper, as I left the other one up with Ezra.
It's the Toreador.
Oh, wonderful.
Ooh. I can
That
just
suit
see
your
it now. A
taste?
faded rose.
Mhm. All right, can we go, please?
Certainly. Where we go?
Ooh, I can drive this time if you want me to.
That'll be perfectly not okay.
Fine. And I got here like all by myself
you for-
before. But
Thank
whatever.
you for offering.
Just
And you can
making
tell
sure.
Christina is trying so extremely hard right now to be nice. She is actually putting forth great effort. She's just not good at it.
Okay, that's fine. But since, you know, no offense, Dante, but since Ezra's not gonna be in the car, shotgun.
Oh, it's perfectly fine.
You
I've
can
got more
pick
mending to
music.
do anyway.
Oh.
And Christina's gonna get in and, against her better judgment, gesture towards the radio for right. Since it's not like she can control the radio.
And yes, I will start I'm just gonna start flipping through stopping on each different, like, station and stuff like that for a few seconds. Like, nope, next. And it's just gonna hit scan probably the entire way.
Storyteller, what is the modified rule we have for healing ag, since this whole series is over the course of one night?
Every session, for all intents and purposes, you can act like it's a new night.
I'm going to
because
make my 3 rouse checks.
Yeah, I'm not horribly cruel.
Okay. I'm at hunger 3 now, but I've healed my my 2 ag that I can heal for the
For
med
the
check.
Haven, yeah.
Okay.
And we are starting off strong tonight. I got a 4 critical for my drive.
Nice. So this is not as harrowing of a drive as it has previously been at times. The thing that becomes very clear very quickly is that Christina drives her feelings, though. So while this is good driving, this is sort of the epitome of road rage driving. She is, whipping alongside other cars and using their momentum to get around them, and no turn signals when she's taking turns. It is... Well, if you were human, it would be a harrowing ride. For the two of you, you're like, this isn't even as bad as, 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm just, jamming along to different scan stations.
I imagine Wright's actually jamming out the hardest for the static in between the stations.
Oh, yeah.
Yup.
I'm just pulling pieces up off the floorboard and pushing them in to fill the gap as I heal the ag.
So, where does the list have us going?
So the Toreador Primogen, Isobel, is supposed to be found in her, faux speakeasy called the Fizzy Izzy. It is on the good side of town, but outside of the business district. Where you were for El Dolore was sort of the arts and music house. This is definitely on the other good side of town.
Okay. Parking situation around it?
All metered parking.
I mean, we don't technically have to pay.
What if you just touched it?
Yeah.
Ooh. Wait, does that mean I wasted all that money at the last one when I put $10 in it?
Probably.
Damn it.
I mean, who told you to put the money in it in the first place? Was it Ezra?
Well, I'm not trying to get a ticket.
I mean, does it really matter? It's not really our car.
It sure would be awful if we got a ticket tonight, breaking the law and whatnot.
If we
I
get
mean,
a
we are
ticket, that
murdering.
delays us. I don't want to deal with talking to a cop who talks in circles for 30 fucking
No,
minutes.
they don't do that, though. They just, while you're not there, they'll leave a ticket on your windshield. You just grab it, crumple it up, throw it away, and continue on your way.
Unless they feel like being a prick, and then they're going to harass me.
Worst they'll do is put a boot on the car, and we'll just take another one.
You haven't dealt with cops much.
I don't have
Anyway, and Christina will park about a block away at a meter parking and get out and just whoopsie on the meter.
Are you just touching your meter, or are you walking along just bonk, bonk,
All of
bonk,
them.
bonk?
All of them. Free parking for everyone.
Aw, doing your good deeds, earning you humanity back, sorta.
Someone's gotta give.
So as you're walking along like a kid with the stick in the fence post kind of thing, just bonk, fried, bonk, fried. One of them actually, as you do the bonk fried, starts spitting quarters out of its change contraption at the bottom.
Oh, Christina,
I'll
look!
catch a few of them, pocket that, and then just let the rest keep spilling out.
There you
I'll
are.
grab one and just play with it in my fingers the entire time.
I'll grab a handful and just obfuscate empty hands it, so just invisible quarters in my hand.
And
Everyone has quarters now.
She looks at the quarters and she just goes, I just like to imagine that letting them spill out on the ground like that, somewhere Ezra just got a stomach ache.
Most likely.
Yeah. Ooh, I would say you could take a picture, but you probably can't take a picture, can you?
No.
Damn. That sucks. But I can, and I'm gonna grab my phone out, and I'm just gonna start taking pictures, and then I'm gonna hit it to video, and then I'm gonna text it to Ezra.
Ezra's sitting on this roof what the fuck am I looking at?
He's just gonna get a barrage of video of quarters spilling out and pictures of it happening. And then I'm just gonna say, Christina did a thing.
On our break, I'm going to message that to Andrew, just so you guys and the audience know there will be real in-character confusion.
But yeah, going to approach the speakeasy. What's the general look of people going in?
So it actually takes you a few minutes to spot someone going in. As you approach the address that the hit list has listed, it appears to be just like a closed and shuttered bookstore that backs onto an alley. And after a few minutes, you do see a rather well-dressed young woman walk down this alley and knock on a back door. And after a couple minutes, the door opens and she goes in and you see the door shut again.
Okay. So, since she's well-dressed, Christina sighs and she takes off her jacket to leave in the car.
Twinsies!
And you see the arms of Araman that she still has not dropped yet, and wraps them around herself to make a bodycon mini dress.
Never mind.
Clever.
Were the arms originally just hanging out in the hoodie with you?
Yeah.
I love it. So good. Very healthy.
Absolutely. This is in no way concerning.
No. Good, upstanding behavior. And everyone heading down towards this door?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to, before we head down, I'm going to check the list and see, since this is a speakeasy, I'm going to check for any indication of code words, passwords, how to get said password, how to get into speakeasy.
There is nothing about it on the hit list.
Fun.
Larkin has written you a very bare bones hit list that only appears to have a couple personal notes of things like, this guy's a wuss, or I don't know.
Sneaky traitor bastard. Hey, Right, can you do me a favor real quick?
Probably.
Does your phone have that internet thingy on it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you use the Google and look up this place and look up if they have any rituals or passcodes to get in?
Sure.
There was
And then I'm
this
just gonna
speakeasy that I liked, and you had to get the passcode every Tuesday on their Facebook page. It's real fucking annoying when you're a La Sombra.
I bet. That would suck a lot.
Yep.
Oh, there was this one time that I thought that this one place... Well, somebody said something about this one place one time, and I thought that they were actually referencing, like, a TV show. And it took me so long to realize that it was actually a nightclub.
Google, please.
Oh, sorry.
Google, please.
And so, yeah, I'll just look it up.
Let's get I guess an intel plus... I will take either investigation or technology, whichever one might happen to be higher for you.
Those are neither good.
What an unexpected roll.
Alright. I got one.
You got one? Alright. So you do find an Instagram that they've been tagged in by some kind of influencer with some number, 100,000 followers, who talks about how the password changes to the proprietor's favorite cocktail every week.
Okay, so it's a drink, but I don't know what drink it is.
Okay.
We
So
can each
it's-
take turns saying drinks if that would help.
If it's her favorite cocktail every week, then...
Oh, maybe it's O positive because that's mine.
Storyteller,
Okay.
I'm just going to watch and see if anybody else is going to walk in that direction while they're discussing
Yep.
this.
Before... While we're doing this, because I have the dots in this, I just don't have the dots for the Google. I am going to go to... on my dinky little flip phone, because it still has a web browser. I have a specialty in social media. So
nice.
I'm going to use that to, and that's going to be, what do I roll with technology?
I will take either. I would take intel.
Okay. And I am going to pull up her Instagram, and I'm going to look for any indication of a drink in the past week.
Nice.
Like, is there a picture of her, like, drinking a cocktail? Is there a a drink with, like, a flower beside artsy Toreador bullshit? Let's see.
Just at me, Jesus.
Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 critical.
Oh, yeah. Funnily enough, every Monday she posts a picture of her and the signature cocktail of the week. And this week's cocktail is the Red Devil.
I love how the La Sombra 7 crits on social media with a flip phone.
Yeah, right?
That's how you know you're good at it.
Some of us grew up in the early 2000s.
Okay, I feel like that's physically impossible. So that's how you know that this is a fantasy setting. Hitting Instagram on a flip phone.
No,
a very
you have to go to
expensive
the
flip phone.
Instagram.com/
Opening the browser.
Yeah, she's going through
http://
Oh, no. Because it's a
But
flip
she has
phone,
to
you
do
have
it
put
with the-
M. It's M dot.
m.instagram.com.
But it also has those buttons, so you have to press like 222 to get to the letter C.
That's why I needed a high score on it.
So it takes a while for you to find this, apparently, but you find this.
Yeah, at this point, she's got like one of the shadow hands is coming out helping type.
I have
a
The
question for the
Masquerade.
storyteller, just for me, for me, for setting this scene. Is there a bouncer like standing somewhere nearby watching this happen?
We're across the street. We're across the street, like
I'm just
close.
picturing like he's watching you on your phone for like 45 minutes trying to type in this web address and find this cocktail.
For the sheer
5
comedy
minutes.
value of it, there is a security guard in a security room that you are not in, who's just watching these 3 people fuck around with this flip phone like,
It's not
what are
that
they
long.
doing?
It's not that long. Some of us had to pass notes in class without getting caught by teachers, so we learned how to click fast. So
It feels like 45 minutes to him.
So once she's got it, she's like, okay, I've got what we need if you guys are ready to go.
Sure.
Very well.
Okay. And I'm going to
Oh.
cross the street.
Wait, Christine,
Yes,
hold
right?
on, just, but you have a little something just right here, right there, a little bit, right there.
What?
It's just right there, just a little bit right there. Oh, good.
Okay.
We can go now.
Okay. And I will cross the street and approach the door.
All right. Do you knock on it?
You said there was a bouncer. Does it look like we approach him or we approach a door and knock?
There's no bouncer outside. It's just like a big metal door that looks
Okay,
more like a
good.
back entrance.
Knock on the door.
And very, very cliche, the like face shield slides aside, and it's just this guy. Password?
The Red Devil.
Shink. And it closes again, and there's about a 5-second gap where you're like, it is what it said, right? And then the door opens.
Thank you. And we will go in. And as we're going in, once Christina knows that she can't be heard, she's going to turn around to Dante and be like, we do not need a repeat of last time. Please keep your shit together. Please?
Don't let them touch my face, then.
Okay.
But can I sing again?
We'll see.
If there's an open mic.
We'll see.
Okay.
I need you guys to keep it square, please. Please, I cannot handle much more shit right now.
I am always pristine.
And I'm Christina, so let's go.
Okay.
So the inside of the Fizzy Izzy is really beautiful, and the people who are inside of it are also really beautiful. It is a young, fun, sexy clientele in here. The building itself doesn't look like it quite belongs here. It's got a real old world charm with like dark warm woods, and there's a band in the back that's playing live music. There's a long bar along one side and small tables that have been put about. There's a small dance floor in front of the band, but it's clear that this is meant to be a socializing club, not a get it on club the way El Deloro was.
Thank goodness. Alright. How do we want to approach this?
Oh,
We could let Dante try first and show her pretty designs that he can make with people.
well, do you want to be upfront with what we are? I mean, I imagine it will come out soon enough, but perhaps as enjoyers of the same lifestyle, we can make our way in.
Yes, but what do we tell her about why we're here and who we are?
We just
She's a
tell her
Primogen,
that
she's gonna
Larkin's.
ask.
We just tell her that Larkin has a hit list. And that we are getting ahead of it and trying to help her out.
Oh, so we saw Larkin down the river.
I mean, he's
I
trying
like
to sell
that.
us down the river, isn't he?
That's very true. That's very true. I like that. So yeah, let's go.
We certainly could, and that way, you know, however the night pans out,
Let's
works
go
in our
save
favor.
this Primogen's on life, I guess.
It's the noble thing to do, after all.
And that way, if by some chance she manages to notify somebody else down the line on our list, it's all Larkin's fault.
Win-win.
All right. So storyteller, looking around here, is Isobel like flooding about, or can we see her from just general walking about?
You do not currently see anyone who you might believe was Isobel. Your hit list doesn't exactly come with photos, but thus far it's been pretty easy to tell who was who on your list. Currently, you do not see anyone who might be a who of the who is in this room.
You did say that she posts a picture with the drink that is the
Yeah, so
password.
we've seen her.
True.
We've seen
Okay.
a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
never
cool.
mind. You do not see the person who was in the picture that
Okay.
successfully got you in here.
Okay.
You would definitely recognize the person you saw in that photo if she was in this room.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
Christina's going to just kind of go over and enjoy the band for a bit and keep a weather eye out.
And I think Wright's just going to just kind of start wandering around, see if I can see like maybe office, like a back office or back room or something, because the last person that had a club had lots of back rooms.
This is a much smaller place than the last time, but it would stand to reason there'd be at least a couple of back rooms in here. Dante, what are you planning to do?
I'm just wandering and mingling, getting a sense of the location, seeing if there are any dark corners that I can and need to duck off into for my usual thing, but just intermixing with the crowd at the moment.
This is quite a rich looking crowd, quite a like I said, a young up-and-comers kind of vibe to it. And as you guys are going about your business, Isobel, it is about that time The club has been jumping for a few hours now. You are about ready to make your entrance, so how would you like to go about this evening?
Yeah, so for the sake of fanfare, is there perhaps a staircase
Of course.
in this club? Naturally.
Kind of close to the staircase.
Right, why would there not be? Theater of the mind. So the band, without being cued, but seemingly knowing exactly what was happening, they all kind of cut their song at the same time, and the club goes dead silent. A door at the top of the staircase opens silently, and a woman clad head to toe in old school Hollywood glam sequins steps out on the arm of a very handsome gentleman in a suit whose stare is miles and miles away. She kind of gives that princess wave to everyone standing out on the floor. And she says, "Welcome, friends. I hope you're enjoying yourselves this evening. Please, don't let me interrupt." And as she's standing there, even though she's saying she doesn't want to interrupt, she's going to go ahead and activate her majesty and just send this wave of adoration out into the crowd.
Are you planning to keep that up, or are you just kind of sending it as a...
Oh, 10,000%.
Fabulous.
We do this to be noticed and doted upon.
Absolutely.
She'll sort of descend the staircase very slowly and head to almost like a little dais with a tufted love seat on it. That's very clearly reserved for her, and she'll go and she'll take a seat and just sort of look out over the patrons of the club.
And one of the waiters immediately comes by with a tray and hands you a red cocktail that the same one you were posing with on your earlier Instagram post. So if you are leaving Majesty up, we will have to be doing a contested roll, because I'm assuming at least one of you is going to want to not be swept up in this Majesty.
I'd prefer not to.
So,
Yeah.
Isobel, that is going to be Charisma plus Presence for you.
Okay.
Everyone else, Composure plus Resolve.
Rouse blood. Do not get
I'll
hungry.
say, I'll roll to contest, but Christina's already there.
You want to be there of your own accord.
Ew.
I can't blame you.
I'm gonna have to rouse too.
8 successes for me.
Oops.
Also 8.
Also 8. And Christina, we saw 5.
I got 7.
So just me then?
And 7. Just you then.
Too gay for this.
Alrighty.
Oh, hold on. I didn't add those 2 dice left. Sorry.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 more successes. So.
Okay, there we are.
All right. So
Not
you're
gay enough.
almost too
Not
gay
gay
for
enough.
this, but not quite.
Majesty's happening. Christina's filing down fingernails.
Oh, you guys breeze through the S&M club like it's nothing, but here we are.
Here we are.
Uh-huh.
So all 3 of you have spread to your separate sections, but plans are forgotten, and screwing over Larkin is forgotten, and Ezra is completely forgotten in the moment that this wash of majesty comes over you. Christina, you are just completely under this sway. This woman is everything. And it is absolutely no wonder that they needed her taken out, because this woman could have this city and she could have you in a heartbeat. Right? You are not far behind that feeling, but you're more of a feelings kind of person, so you're just caught in this swell of her aura. Dante, you are the closest to not succumbing to this, But she's just too powerful. The magnetism of her personality and the perfection, the symmetry of her, just the way it's all put together, it just calls to the artist in you. And Isobel takes her seat. And so that people can continue to sort of go about things, we won't stick quite with the can only stare slack-jawed. We'll call it a toned back majesty. So you're still able to talk with her and stuff, but none of you are going to be able to act against her the way the power is intended.
Don't drool on my floors. Keep it together.
Yeah. Keep your shit together. Except you, Christina, you're already just, whoa.
So yeah, I guess we see her and Right's just gonna be like walking right over to her. Like, did you say like, are you sitting down somewhere? Like, yeah.
Christina's heading over as
she's
well.
got a little private section.
I'm walking straight up to
Yep, so is Christina.
Ezra, are you walking straight up to her, or are you gonna kind of just...
Dante?
Well, Ezra's
Dante.
blood drunk,
Oh,
but
yes, sorry. Ezra's still sitting on a... My bad. Ezra's still on a ceiling, like, I hope I'm not missing anything.
no, Dante, I can feel that this is happening, and I don't particularly like it. I'm gonna walk over to... I assume there's a DJ playing all this music, and not just a live band. If there's a live
there
band,
was
I'm gonna walk
certainly-
over anyway.
There was a live band playing. Isobel, once you've made your entrance, is there a DJ who picks up, or is this always kind of a classy joint?
I think it's always kind of going to be a classy joint. The live band is well accustomed to playing songs of the Roaring 20s, and so they immediately pick the tempo back up and go right into a Charleston or a foxtrot or something.
I'll walk over to the closest person that I can make a song request from, and make a request for something in the time frame. I'm old enough anyway. Something Engelbert Humperdinck or whatnot. And just sit back and watch and figure out what exactly I'm going to do about all this.
Do you put a tip in the jar when you make your request?
Yes, I guess a mountain of quarters seem to fall out of my hand.
Everything gets used. So yeah, you fill this jar with quarters, and you'll hear that as they start to wind this song down, they begin to play your request. Meanwhile, Wright and Christina, you are coming up on Isobel's special little VIP section. There's one of those bouncers standing there who's just kind of like, whoa, ladies, can I help you?
She's pretty.
I was just hoping to speak with Miss Finley, if that's all right.
And what are your names?
Christina Lamar.
Oh, I'm right.
And kids these days.
That's
And he
rude.
He does not appear to notice or care about your comment at that. But he turns around to Isobel and he goes, Miss Finley, there's 2 young women who are hoping to speak with you this evening. And he gestures over his shoulder towards them.
But Charlie, that's perfectly fine. You can let them through. And I do insist that the next time you speak to young ladies in my establishment, you do it with more respect. Do you understand me?
My apologies. Of course, ma'am.
You can find another post right now.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Please, ladies, come on in.
That was exquisite.
I know. Miss Christina
Yes.
and Miss Wright, was it? Please, make yourselves comfortable.
And Right's gonna just like plop down.
Isobel will take Christina's hand and sort of lead her to a tufted chair that matches the tufted love seat. And sort of gesture for her to get comfortable.
And Christina will sit, and some of the shadow is going to part and give her a little bit more of a plunging neckline on her dress.
That's a
Isobel,
neat
do You can make a quick wits and occult roll to see if you sort of put together what just happened there.
Can I add any of my social stuff to that?
I don't think you have anything quite in particular for that.
Okay, this is gonna be a shit roll.
It can be a shit roll. That's fine. This is more
That's
sort
one.
of if you
I don't
just-
care. There are titties.
Checks out. So you're thinking about it's weird that her dress just changed shape in front of you, but it doesn't matter. She's so hot.
I don't believe I've seen either of you here before. Is it your first time?
Yeah, I'm new in town.
Same.
I can't imagine it was easy to find the place if you're brand new.
Well, you know, it was just kind of like scrolling Instagram, you know, sort of see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and you just want to, like, figure that out, so.
She made me Google it.
Yeah.
Well, truly, I'm flattered. It's a treat to have you both here.
A treat to be in your presence.
What she said.
Storyteller,
Yes.
would I have enough knowledge of my club and its usual clientele to realize that there might be something different about these people who are approaching me tonight? Because that isn't something that usually happens, I imagine.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular you're trying to figure out, like whether they're vampires, which you probably already have a pretty good guess of, since they were able to approach you?
I think I'm probably trying to discern how genuine their actions are at this moment.
Christina is genuinely horny.
Genuinely trying to chat you up.
Right is trying to distract you enough so you'll turn that shit off.
That's cute.
That's cute.
Christina's like, nope, hot girl, mad at boy I like, hot girl.
Can I spend a willpower to break away from it? Is that, can I do that?
Christina's cleavage?
Oh no, I'm always taken by Christina's cleavage. Just
Horny! Stop it, horny goblins! What I will let you do is spend a willpower to try and roll your resolving composure again.
Okay.
Since you've been in the presence of it for a little while, it might be wearing off on you, it might not. Isobel,
I'm actually
though,
gonna try the same just because like,
just make
to
sure you
get-
spend your willpower for it.
Yeah, I am.
Isobel, though, I am going to get a wits and insight from you to try to kind of suss out what's happening here.
4 with a crit.
Or with a crit,
I got 8 total and it was crit.
8 total. So, Christina, your total has still not yet reached her initial, so you are absolutely still enthralled. Right, you are not broken out of this yet, but you are starting to not like the way it makes you feel. It's more like your La Sombra senses are prickling up against this
Malkavian.
this sense. Yes, fuck me.
We're being too chaotic for you. We've thrown you completely.
Oh my god, alright. Your Malkavian senses are kind of prickling up against this. You know, I almost said La Sombra again. Oh, it's because I don't have Ezra here. That's why. It's just throwing everything off. Your senses are sort of prickling up against this feeling. It's not that you don't like it. It's just that it's like you're rubbing two sides of the same kind of Velcro against each other. It's just not sticking right. It feels weird inside of your skull. Isobel, how did we do with our roll?
3 successes.
3 successes?
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely something off about these two people in front of you. Not only have you never seen them before, which means they're either really new to the city, or they're nobody in the city, or something's off.
Making note of the fact that Christina adjusted her dress to make more of a show, I'm going to kind of just, under the guise of readjusting how I'm sitting on the sofa, I'm going to lean in her direction and just sort of like flip my hand through my hair to send a waft of like perfume in her direction, and I'd like to use entrancement on her.
Absolutely. So that is going to be a rouse check from you, please.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm hungry.
So you definitely hear your sire's voice in your head that's just a little snappy with this situation. They've never been particularly fond of the way you go about things, and they're already sort of over this little encounter. But beyond that, that's going to be a charisma presence roll from you, and Christina, I will need a composure and wits, please.
Okay. Something I did not think about until now. Would these be counting as social roles?
I'm not sure that yours were. Hers are for sure, but yours are defense rolls, and I don't think any of what you've rolled so far have been social stats, composure and resolve.
Composure is a social stat.
You can't
composure,
escape me.
Oh, I get extra dice.
Yeah, I have the stunning merit, so that gives me 2 to social rolls.
Yes, as does it you, Isobel.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and add your 2 to that, because composure is a social roll.
I just
That's why she
realized I
rolled.
wasn't rolling any of that, which Christina's just willfully. She's like, you don't gotta use majesty, honey. You're gorgeous.
I got another success on a 9.
So I
Nice.
take a 9.
What'd you do?
How we doing, Christina? 1? That's so great for you.
8.
Love that for me. I had 8 dice, damn it. Can I get anything for having leadership with a bonus against popular girls?
You can feel like it was your choice to fall in love with me.
Okay. I'll take that.
Oh my god, Christina. You are just enthralled with this woman as she flicks her hair and you catch that unmistakable Toreador scent that usually just gets under your skin, but for some reason the way that Isobel does it is just a cut above, a class beyond what you've seen before.
Are you enjoying it here? Anything I can get you? I mean...
I think I have enough right now. You know, you don't have to do any of your little tricks. I was coming over here of my own accord in the first place.
Yeah, I agree with Christina. Like, I really like to like people, and what you're doing is kind of creeping me out a bit.
Reasons.
I'm not certain what it is the two of you are speaking of. I apologize if I've offended you, Miss Wright. You're more than welcome to find a more fitting partner somewhere else on the dance floor.
Oh. Man, you just... Can I activate Daunt?
Right. No, but what we are gonna say is that with her saying that, that's kind of enough to shatter this majesty that you were feeling.
There we go.
That little bit of rudeness, and it wasn't even overtly rude. She was quite polite about her dismissal of you. But it was definitely enough for you to just kind of go and be able to sidestep this little bit of majesty.
Okay. In that case, then I'm just gonna look at her and say, you know, good idea. Thanks for that. I needed that one. And I'm gonna get up And just look at Christina and say, good luck. And I'm gonna walk away and go find Dante.
Speaking of Dante, what are we doing?
I'm watching like where they went and just sort of singing along with the music I requested. Not really fond of this. And I'm just sort of gently formulating a plan. So every now and then, this is like a classic speakeasy, right? Like very much set in the time frame.
Yep.
So every now and then I'll look over at the bartender and use compel and be like, could I have that ice pick? And take it from them.
And he being human has really no other option but to hand it over, and it seems like such a reasonable request.
Yeah, like, could I have that corkscrew? And just that. And it just like every like minute until Wright rejoins me, and I've got like a slew of things in my hands that I'm immediately empty hands to hide it.
It's worth noting that I would have security with eyes on the entire club floor.
Okay.
Who was
Most
not
definitely.
mortal.
That's totally
Most
fine.
definitely. Your security are definitely on the less mortal side. Your staff
They
are
know a
definitely on the
thing
mortal.
or two.
They know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I was
Every
doing
time you
that.
would look over towards where Isobel and Christina are, Isobel is absolutely like leaned over, just whispering into Christina's ear.
How crowded is your club?
Oh, it's body to body in here.
How well do you think your security sees me?
You know, if you didn't have eyebrows, I feel like you'd stand out just a little bit.
It's definitely not a popular look. This game takes place in modern day, so those super thick brows are definitely the call of the day.
Yeah, you don't have the bushy look to you. You know, I think especially if you were like every 10 seconds or so getting something from the bartender, I feel like they would take note of that, but
Every
I
minute.
leave that entirely up to the storyteller.
Every minute. But I'm doing this until Wright comes back.
Like, so, she's really pretty and all, but I don't like that whole thing that she does.
It's very jarring, isn't it?
Christina's totally fucked. I think we're down to person at the moment.
yeah.
Well, two people at this moment, because, you know, Ezra is blood drunk and Christina is in La La Land.
It might be of us to level the playing field out a little bit, don't you think? Add some players back into our hand.
Idea.
I do, and I'm going to point towards Charlie, who she dismissed earlier. Do you want to help me play with him a little bit?
Of course.
This is one of those instances where that trick of yours is going to come in very handy, and I'm going to show you a very neat trick of my own.
Oh, fantastic! But wait, which trick of mine are you talking about? Are you talking about the one where like poof, it's all gone bye, or
Yes,
the one where it's
that
like
one.
claw face thing? Oh, gotcha. Okay, got it.
First one.
Okay.
And yes, you do that, and you show me yours, and I'll show you mine, and it'll go splendid.
Totally. Yeah.
Shall we?
Yes.
And we will make our way over towards Charlie.
So Charlie has been dismissed from what would be probably the most coveted position in the place to definitely one of the less coveted, like, backup door security positions. And he's just kind of standing there glowering. It's very clear he wishes he could be glowering at Isobel, but absolutely cannot.
Let's walk up with Wright. Well, you look like you're having a terrible night, my friend.
Such a pity.
Please excuse my earlier behavior, Miss Wright and +1. It was very rude of me.
Oh, no, that's totally fine. Could you show me someplace where we could talk a bit more privately, and I will use compel as part of that?
All right. Now, Charlie is not quite human, so what is our roll for that?
Compel? Oh, dear.
Charisma Dominate plus Int Resolve.
Yep. So his intelligence resolve, my charisma dominate. That is going to be 5 on my end.
That is only 3 on his end. So this seems like a perfectly normal request for him, and he's like, of course, let me show you to one of the private rooms. And he leads you guys into one of Wright's much desired back rooms. But they're not quite the same kind of back room as the last place. These are nice back rooms, more like where you would host private poker games or something like that.
Thank you. Please sit with us, and I'll sit.
I gotta stay on the floor.
Charlie, is it?
Yes?
Come sit.
Take 5. Nobody will miss you. Ooh, sorry. That was kind of mean. My bad.
No, it's fine. And he has a seat looking a little relieved, but also like he's definitely not entirely trusting this situation.
It's been like I said, it's been a bit of a rough night from what I've gathered. Not exactly the way that you were hoping it would be going.
Thursday nights are always kind of rough.
That they are. Charlie, my friend Wright here might have a way to make that a little bit better for you.
Uh-huh.
If you'd only spare her a moment.
Look, if you've got pamphlets, I've already met Jesus, I already donate to UNICEF,
No. Just, and I'll like reach over and just touch the back of his hand, really lightly. Just give just a moment of your time. Nothing religious, I guarantee you.
And Wright's gonna kind of lean over to Dante for a second. She seems like, okay, so I've got a small problem here. He apologized for being rude.
Consider it a returned favor for earlier.
Come on, give me something more to work with. Come on. Make him say something mean. Come on. Work with
Charlie is getting more and more ready to extricate himself from this conversation.
Charlie,
are we friends, Charlie, you and I? We're friends, right? Yeah? Like best friends.
I literally met you like 120 seconds ago.
But you could be friends with me, right? We're friends. We can be friends. Don't you want to be my friend?
that is why she'd like to talk with you after all.
Look, honey, you seem really nice.
Oh, that's
But I
great.
am a very happily married man, and you two seem to have a very interesting relationship, and I'm not sure I'm that kind of a person.
Well, gosh, that's not the situation at all. And I'll look to Wright and go, that's an awfully rude assumption of him, don't you think?
Kinda, yeah, actually. So, I'm gonna need you to forget, like, everything about your life. You don't have a wife, you're not married, you got nobody.
And I'm gripping onto his hand tighter to keep him from leaving.
And, yeah, like, anything that you knew your whole life. The lady out there, this club, like, all of it. Gonzos. Doesn't exist. Figment of your imagination. The only person you've ever known is me. And Dante here. And we are absolutely your best friend.
So that, I'm assuming, is a tabula rasa.
Yeah!
All right, I am going to need 2 rouse checks to start with.
Yup. Here we go. I am good.
Perfect.
And
Then it's going to be your dominate versus his composure. Oh, no, sorry, your resolve dominate versus his compose resolve. Let's see how Charlie's night's going.
hold on. Wait, where am I at? I'm sorry, what was it that you said it was again? I cannot get
Resolve
this to go where
dominate.
I needed to- Okay,
Resolve
gotcha.
dominate.
Thank you. I couldn't get it to switch over for me over here. right.
That's why I have all of my cheat sheets with what powers do and what everyone rolls and...
Then these guys and this one. All right. 7 critical.
7 critical?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He did pretty good. He got himself 5 with a crit as well.
Ooh.
And yours takes 10 successes.
I can burn willpower.
Well, you can also keep it going as you're talking to him.
Okay.
I definitely get the feeling this power is meant to take some time.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's why
yeah,
I'm
then
that's
that's
why I'm
not a
also
problem,
digging
yeah.
into his hand a bit just to keep him there.
Okay, then yeah, that's totally, I can absolutely do that then. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, the only people that you've known are just, it's me and Dante here, and, you trust us completely. Like, you would do whatever we asked you to do because, like, we're your entire world.
So as you're trying to do this to this man, it's the first real time you've encountered it since entering this city, but your mental prowess is really actually bumping up against his mental prowess. This is the first person who's really stood against you and your powers, and as you're talking to him, he's like, my wife's name is Debbie, and I've been working for Miss Finley for a really long time. Look,
Have you?
No,
I really gotta go. I can't be here.
no.
Charlie. Please.
And I'm gonna grab him because of this. Like, I've been just using I'm just gonna grab him and look right into his eyes and just be like, no, you don't have a wife. You don't know a Miss Finley. As I said, the only people you've ever known are me and Dante, and we're your best friends. You'd do anything for us.
And you're gonna need to make that roll again.
Mm-hmm.
That's an extended contest.
Mm-hmm.
I will rouse on this one too. Okay. Alright. This one. And these guys. And okay. 6, 7. I literally just got 10 exactly.
Nice.
But it's critical. I got a crit on that.
nice. He did not do as well on his defense this time anyway.
Okay. Alright, so yeah.
So you definitely feel his mind cracking inward as you break past what little defenses at the end of the day, he's still just a mortal, had in place. And you feel his mind give in to the power of yours. Sort of all of a sudden, like breaking through a fence, you kind of feel yourself wallop into this gray matter of his as you're able to rearrange it and excise the things you see fit. Until he blinkingly looks back at you and you recognize that look of empty-mindedness behind the eyes. I've only ever known the two of you.
Mm-hmm. Dante,
Very
anything else you want me to add?
Oh no, I think this
That's
is
good. Okay.
I think this is where I come in. I'll just, with my hands on, I'll pull him forward. Is there a table in this private room that, like, between the seats?
Yeah.
I'll just lay him onto the table and then spill the utensils that I stole out on top of him. Just go, this is where I come in. And I'm going to press my
you're
fingers.
Supposed to have those.
Oh, Charlie.
Shh. It's okay, Charlie. You're fine. Just shh.
I don't have them. They're yours.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to begin
Right.
flesh crafting them into him.
Oh, that's where those go.
And I'm just watching, like, so enthused, like, oh, that's so cool. Again, you're doing the thing. I'm so stoked.
And with a 7 critical over the remainder of this scene, I'm going to create the Schlatta that is Charlie.
Awesome. I don't know what rolls you need for that. I
Just
don't
flush
know
crafting.
anything. It's just flush crafting.
And he's already a broken mind, so there's the dominant element.
Roll
Yeah.
for creativity.
I'll roll a dex scratch, sure, why not?
Yeah. Let's see what you do.
4.
You dock his ears like a dope.
Perfect. No, I'm putting those. I'm putting like the ice, like the ice picks and the corkscrews, like melded into the hands, and just. Yeah, I'm
like Edward Scissorhands, but he's Edward Bartender Hands.
kind of, but like I'm
Edward
also
Swiss Army hands.
kind of, but I'm also taking the additional bone and just like stretching it outward as little pikes that go off, so it's sort of a forked arm thing. And I'm just bending things so it's not quite right. I also do want to, while we're in this, drink from him and then feed it right back just to like bond it in that quick moment. So I'm still
And he,
hungry.
of course, has no defense.
Yeah, this is all part of the process of creation. And this is going to take a while to do, so we can come back to this, but I'm just building.
Yeah, and Wright's just watching so enthusiastically, like.
And every once in a while, he kind of looks up at Dante or at Wright, and he says things like, "Do you think that's where that goes? Oh, that one hurts."
No, it doesn't.
It's going to be wonderful, my friend.
You're beautiful.
Truly unique.
That's why you two are my best friends.
And that's why you're our friend, Charlie.
Yay.
Absolutely.
We only want you to be the absolute best that you can be tonight.
Yeah, the best tonight. And
We
I
can't
think
wait for you
that's
to
where
show
we're
them
gonna.
how.
I think that's where we're gonna take our break for this evening. So we will see you guys in about 5 minutes back here to see what is going on with Christina and Isabel while Charlie is very busy.
Or Charlie.
Poor Charlie. Poor guy. See you in 5. Welcome back. So we are going to rejoin up with Christina and Isobel, still in her VIP section. Last I heard, whispering into Christina's ear, so let's join them.
Isobel would have made it a point to physically just continue to get closer and closer and closer to Christina until she's
Visible
basically on top of her at this point. Like,
Yeah, how visible are we in this booth?
there's like a gossamer curtain kind of thing.
Okay.
If you really wanted to see inside, you could, I suppose.
Okay.
But most people are content to dance and get drunk elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, Isobel would have spent several minutes telling you how perfect you were.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you how exquisite a creature you were for gracing her club with your presence, and how it's a true tragedy that you would waste even a moment of your time with someone so lackluster as that right creature who was here just a short time ago.
And Christina's going to just smile at her and go, I know. Like, you're just stunning, but you already know that, right?
Beauty's only skin deep.
I know.
I think that what you have goes far beyond that.
Oh, so much more, dear. I have so many things I can show you.
Isobel's probably dusting her knuckles just to crush her collarbone at this point in time and leaning in just a little bit closer.
And Christina's kind of just sort of idly and cautiously just touching your hip. Not in a intentional way, but just a kind of like giving her hand something to do. And she goes, you know, sometimes though, like the worst thing is when someone is just so perfect like you that they just like don't even understand how good they have it. And she's just gonna reach up and kind of tuck your hair behind your ear. And I am going to use Master the Sin, which is my manipulation and insight versus your wits and composure. As I try to find my own stats on here. Ruh-roh, dearie.
No.
Ten. Critical.
Versus.
7 with a crit.
Oh.
And so as Christina tucks your hair behind your ear, your mind is going to fill with your worst possible fears. Getting older, graying
I
hair.
forgot I add my fortitude to this roll.
Go right ahead. Try for it. I got things I can re-roll with a willpower.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend one of those right now. This doesn't sound good.
What? This sounds great.
This
Nothing could go
doesn't sound
wrong.
like fun at all.
I can't act against you.
Does meets it beats it? Is that the official VTM rule?
It would go to the defender, so that would be you, but Christina also has the opportunity to blow willpower and reroll
Yep.
some stuff here if she wants.
Yep, hold on.
Ellie, I thought you liked me. I thought we were cool.
I do. That's why I'm doing this, dearie. So that's going to be another 2 for me to make 12 crit.
Nah, fuck you.
That's what I'm
And that is
trying
the official
to do.
ruling.
And so she will fill your mind with your worst possible fears. Hair graying, getting older, your skin wrinkling, all of your looks and your beauty fading, your perfume going stale, your nails becoming chipped and sloughing off in time. And when it becomes far too much and too real, she snaps it away and goes, see? Now you can see you the way I see you.
The briefest moment of utter shock graces Isabel's features. And then the hand that had just sort of idly been playing with your collarbone goes a titch lower. And she'll say, I knew what you were when you came in, but there truly is more to you than I thought. And I'd like to activate Lethal Body and try and crush her ribcage.
Okie dokie. I'm
I
all
will
the way into
also
this.
activate Lethal Body.
And just try to crush each other.
Now kiss!
Yeah, we got real big lady vibes going on in here. You guys are just fighting to see who's the big one.
If she is taking an action towards me, that breaks the majesty.
Yes, it will. So first things first, everyone is activating Lethal Body, which everyone just
Yeah.
wins
Yeah,
at.
it's all like non-half superficial, I think, to each other.
Yep.
All right. Oh,
Do I have time to throw up resilience too in this fray?
Resilience is automatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then
and that is
yeah.
already on your sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. This stuff's all wrong. Oh well. I'll fix it later. So you are going to be reaching out and attempting to crush her ribcage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that is going to be a Dex and Brawl, I guess, to do this.
And for my security system that is tightly wrapped around my body that you're aware of, what would I roll for the defense against that?
I guess that would be
Oblivion and Brawl?
well, you're defending against it, technically, so I
Yeah.
guess that would be more like probably Oblivion and I guess technically Athletics.
Okay. Do I need to do any multipliers for how many of them there are?
Let's see what you get on it.
Okay.
What an unsettling question. Just
That is 4 with a critical.
4 with a
5
critical.
with a critical.
5 with a critical. So, some things all start happening all at once, as they tend to do in this game. So, after this moment of shock has passed by Isabel's face, she leans towards you much, much closer and puts her hands like on your ribcage, just sort of under your bust, as if she was gonna continue pressing you back into this couch. But instead you feel the sudden pressure of the hardness of your dress cracking in against you. As she does, I guess it would be one dot of superficial damage. As this dress breaks in against your own bones. This is not a lot of damage to you, but it is shocking, and it is certainly shocking enough to snap you out of what has been clouding your mind this whole time. And it comes into a stark realization for you. what has just been happening to you for the last 10 or 15 minutes. What this woman has been doing to you. And as you're staring up at her, rage beginning to cloud you, and Isobel, as you're staring down at her, realizing that this attack has not done what you need it to do, the gossamer curtain is ripped aside. And Charlie is standing there, at first looking not all the worse for wear, until he raises his hand up, and you realize that it looks for a second like he's got almost a Freddy Krueger-ish glove going on, but as he turns his fingers and the lights glint off of the apparatus, you're not exactly sure what has happened to Charlie here, but he takes a rake out towards you with these finger-like tines, and actually manages to get a good solid slice across Isobel's beautiful cheek with one of the corkscrews. Isobel, what would you like to do?
Sort of incredulously, I'll lift my hand to my cheek and pull it away to see blood. And then she'll kind of glance down at you, Christina, and just say, "So many surprises." She's gonna snap her fingers and activate my personal favorite ability, Spark of Rage. And then blink away.
The second that he enters the room, however, Christina would have actually moved her Arms of Ahriman to attempt to defend Isobel, conveniently a second too late. So after the slice, you would have seen Isobel's 6 shadow tentacles go up between you and the Shlachta.
Does that change what you'd like to do at all, Isobel? Seeing these shadow tentacles burst out to defend you, it seems. It doesn't have to, but it might.
No, this is all foreplay.
Perfect. Where are you planning to blink away to?
I think where would I have the most security? Like meat shield style security, not necessarily my good guards, but just the most guards.
I would probably say up on the top floors where you first made your entrance from let's say your private apartments. That's definitely where you have the most makeup people who tend to your clothes, people who tend to your needs. This is definitely where you would find the most bodies to huck between you.
Wonderful. Yes, I would blink up there, and in the process I would kind of shove a few individuals out of the room and into the sea of rage that I've just created.
Perfect. So, Dante and Wright, it is going to be aroused to blink, if you please.
And it's aroused to do Spark of Rage.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 rounds.
Guys, I have not passed a single fucking one of these rouse checks.
That's gonna go great.
Uh-oh.
So this is problematic. Very
oh
quickly.
man, yikes. Okay.
Because even worse. That is going to put you at, I am assuming, at least 4 hunger if we're starting off at just the base 1, which we'll say we did. So this is about to get real problematic for you as well. Dante and Wright, you of course stepped out of this room to watch Charlie at work. So you see what happens. You see Christina's tentacles come out. You see Charlie take this swipe across at Isobel. You see Isobel blink up to the top of the stairs. Excuse me. Now, the Spark of Rage has also induced quite the thrashing among the clubgoers. And all too quickly, this is reminding all 3 of you of El Dolore.
At least it's not you this time.
At
Or
least it's
me,
not
for
me
that
this
matter.
time.
All right. So, how you want to handle this?
Well, I suppose we should get a handle on this as soon as possible. Do you want to collect Christina?
I don't know about all that. She seems still in the. I guess I can.
Well, then we should probably
Why not?
we probably should go for our target then, if you don't want to.
I will collect Christina, and we all can go for our target. I'm sure she's going to be lovely to find out that, aside from the fact that, she thought that girl was hot and all that, but,
That's probably for the best. I'll see
she
if
did the
maybe
whole mental thing or emotion thing to her, and that's kind of not Christina's shtick, so.
Very true. Storyteller, is the upstairs visible from where we are?
Yes. So there's this glorious staircase that goes up, and then it's sort of a balcony that goes back into some private rooms.
Great. So then while Wright walks away, I'll say, see if I can slow her down a little bit. And I'd like to look up at one of the bodies that she's trying to push in between. And I want to see if I can invoke a hunger frenzy from Isobel by pulling whispers to the flesh from one of these people to pull, scan, and burst blood into the air.
All right. So first off, we need you to roll for...
Masquerade be damned.
You guys, the
What sector am I
Masquerade is
again?
never going to survive this.
But if that doesn't work, I have a fun little thing to use, too.
If no one gets off the dance floor alive, we're all fine. It's good.
It's only the
That's-
second club they've set aflame.
The prince won't get too mad if I tell him it's your fault.
That's 4 successes on my end. And I'm just the closest person to Isobel, just to cause ag damage, blood fly into the air because I just want to distract her.
And that's a willpower roll to avoid instant frenzying then, yes?
Yeah, she'll have to willpower roll to not frenzy for the smelling
Great.
one.
Christina's just like, we had a plan and it was a good plan.
Wright's gonna
All right,
go with Christina. As they're doing that, I'm walking over to Christina.
All right. Isobel, how'd we do on our willpower?
3 successes.
3 successes? All right.
Yeah.
So what happens is you blink up there and you start shoving people between you and them, and one of them, you grab onto her shirt and you go to kind of shove her in front of you, and as you have hold of her, you're not sure you're actually seeing what you're seeing for a second, but you have to be seeing it because you can smell it as the flesh literally just flays away from her and backwards, and her blood and her muscle just explodes into the air, and this smell calls to you. But you are a strong person and you hold it together against this temptation despite this ravening hunger roiling in you.
There is just the quickest flash of, obviously surprise, followed immediately by joy and excitement as this happens in front of her. Up until now, she's sort of just been very laissez-faire with what's happening around her and, very bored with the whole situation. But this is something new. But she does
very
kind
exciting.
Yes, exactly. She sort of tips the body backwards just very gently after that, and I imagine it's sort of toppling over the railing.
Yeah. As Wright approaches Christina to begin your conversation, that's sort of the last thing that happens is this skinless, muscleless body, and you've seen the extent of Dante's powers before, come over the edge of the balcony and splatter onto the floor. And what few humans weren't already having a bad night see this, and it is an instant scatterfest. The party is over.
So, you done, being all what's the term? Scatterbrained for a Toreador now?
I was not done getting laid, if that's what you're asking me.
I mean, that's not the plan, though. The plan is to,
Was the plan
eat
all
the
of this?
Toreador.
Was
Oh,
the
no,
plan
no, no,
all
no.
of this?
That's not my doing. That was her.
And the both of you.
What did I do?
Edward Swiss Army hands? That's Dante.
I said, what did I do?
I'll
Fuck if
walk
I
up.
know.
I'll join at this point.
Oh my god.
Well, I couldn't get near her.
That's fair. And
We
you were
had a
legitimately like all entangled in her and just like eating out of the palms of her hands and
Yeah. That's what grown-ups do, right?
Not when you're supposed to kill it.
You don't fuck it before you kill it? Like,
No, I eat them first.
It seems out of order.
yeah, that's really out of order.
Either way, she's
Works for me.
upstairs.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me try this little thing. Hold on. I'm gonna use Predator's lore to try to call her right back down.
Okay.
And while this is happening, I'm just gonna like pat Charlie on the back and just go get her and just try to send him running up the stairs after her.
All right. And
Dante, that was not a part of the plan.
I
Well,
couldn't.
neither was getting all intertwined with her either.
I mean,
So
once
that'll
I
be
saw
a
her
rouse
face, yes,
check.
it absolutely was a part of the plan.
You should fill us in on the plan.
You really
What
should.
is a rouse check?
I need a rouse check from right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Please don't make me do another one of those right now.
And then it,
Please don't.
No more powers for you then.
I'm tempting
Okay.
fate really hard right now.
I'm good.
You are good. All right. Then I'm going to need a manipulation presence from you, and I need a
Yep.
composure resolve from Isabel. And since that is a social roll, Isabel, you also get your two extra dice for your stunning as well.
You
Do
said
I get-
composure
Resolve.
resolve.
That is one for me as well, isn't it?
Do you have
These are
beautiful or stunning?
Beautiful.
Then it's one extra die for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Real hot cast we got up in here night after night.
Go ahead and do these ones. Now we have
I have obvious predator. It's not me.
10 critical.
I'm not even fucking close.
I spent willpower on that one. Just to make sure that I drove that home.
You do what you gotta. So, you think you've reached the safety of your rooms, Isabel. You've gotten in, you've slammed the door, and you're like, okay, this is not the end. There are exits. You can totally get out of this. You can get a hold of the prince. You can get a hold of the sheriff. And then all you know is that you need to go back downstairs to talk to Wright again. You can feel the pull of her downstairs.
Do I have the presence of mind to grab my pistol on the way out?
Sure.
Okay. Because with that knowledge and with Charlie probably about at the top of the stairs now, I'm just gonna just take care of that problem on the way
Aw,
down.
Poor Charlie.
oh,
Two
Poor
birds, one
Charlie.
stone.
Ol' Yeller.
Sorry, Debbie, your husband's a tool.
So it would almost be comical. To Dante, it's definitely more of a tragedy, though, as Charlie, this magnificent Edward Scissorhands creature, reaches the top of the stairs, and Isabel flings her doors open with great drama once more, because it's one thing to be summoned, but it's an entire another thing to show up without your dignity intact.
Mm-hmm.
And you come to the top of the stairs, and Charlie goes to lunge for you again, and I assume you just...
I'm going to shoot him as if he is nothing more than an insignificant gust of wind, because that is close to the truth. And then once again, I'm going to descend the staircase in a very elegant and paced, practiced manner. This time, however, I imagine that my beautiful sequin dress is probably a little bit worse for wear.
You probably had to unload at least half the gun on him, given his health pool too.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's almost a Resident Evil video game moment as you try to just cast this bullet aside, and he rears back and then comes towards you again, and you have another casual bullet, and then another casual bullet, and then focus a couple times before Charlie finally keels over and you're able to resume
Aw.
your descent of the stairs.
That was rude.
That was very wasteful.
It was. You shouldn't have done that.
What is it that you all want?
We
I want you
came
to
here
freeze.
to have an actual conversation with you about something regarding saving your life, but you kind of stopped any conversation from happening before we could get to it.
I want you to
Introducing
freeze.
yourselves would have been a wonderful start.
I tried
Didn't get the
that.
opportunity.
You never approached me, sir. Instead, you decided to manhandle my manservant, which I really don't appreciate. Good help is so hard to find.
He's perfectly
So-
fine help if you didn't plug him full of lead.
Do you enjoy waking up every night or not?
I would think that the answer to that would be fairly obvious.
So then why don't we have a fucking conversation?
I'm guessing that people are still sort of like scattering frantically as you and I are just yelling at each other over the crowd.
People are scattering. The bartenders have gone down behind the bar, but the band, to their credit, does not cease. They are much too well trained for that.
Christina just
Good
shouting
boys.
over like a panicked crowd. Can we talk like grown-ups?
Come up here.
Fine.
I'll walk and I'll pass the band. Could you play that Engelbert comforting song again? Just up the stairs.
Don't play anything he asks you to, and I'll turn around and go back into my quarters.
Oh, you're no fun.
Rude.
Right, are you following them upstairs as well?
Yeah, I'll follow.
So everyone heads upstairs to Isabel's, clearly what is her stage dressing room. It has one of those like three-way changing screens and a chaise lounge and one of those old-fashioned vanities with all the old light bulbs that still kind of flicker sometimes. It doesn't look like a cheap veneer of class. This looks like class.
You know, if you hadn't shot him to death, he'd still serve really well as a Swiss Army knife.
I have no need of a Swiss Army knife. Look, I do apologize for perhaps jumping to some conclusions when we were having such a lovely time earlier.
I was still having a lovely time until you tried to crush my ribs.
All's fair in love and war.
I was just trying to show you how fleeting beauty can be, and thus how much more of a treasure you actually are.
Darling, we have
But
plenty
anyway.
of time to exchange pleasantries later. You did say something about my life, my unlife, being threatened.
Yes. Do you happen to know a little pissant named Larkin?
Do I?
You do know of Larkin, and Pissant is not an inaccurate description of him, though it's not the first one that might have come to your mind. Larkin is a faux nobody in the court. He doesn't have a position, he doesn't have a standing, but by dint of his lineage, he is very well respected in the court as the prince's only childer.
Unfortunately, yes, I know of him.
Yeah, he's decided to make his daddy issues everybody's business. He wants the entire council and prince killed so that he can declare praxis, because I guess the easiest way to become prince instead of actually fighting for praxis like an adult is to make someone else do the whole job for you.
Very cowardly.
That seems extremely childish.
Yeah. So anyway, you're on the list of people to die. And I don't really like doing some kid's homework for him. So I wanted to come warn you.
It was fun at first.
Yeah, it was kind of fun at first. Because the people were not that great. But then you kind of realize, why am I doing the bidding of, daddy's little Ivy League hopeful?
Well, this is Clearly a misunderstanding of some kind.
Oh, darling, no, it's not.
Just want to stay here and run my club. I have no interest in the prince or his pathetic children or any of that business.
Yeah, but he thinks you do.
And I use this term sparingly because it is so lowbrow, a massive piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's scant.
Yeah.
Well,
But see, here's the thing, sweetheart. He sent us to kill you. And you see how much of a mess we made of things when we were trying to not kill you. So either we can find a way to come to some kind of an accord together and you and I get a drink later, or he's just going to send more and more and more because, let's be honest, it's real easy to find kindred who want to kill other kindred. And he's just going to keep sending people until he gets what he wants because he's that kind of little spoiled rich kid.
yes, I do apologize. Are any of you thirsty?
I'm good.
Peckish?
I'll be fine, thank you.
We can discuss what I'm hungry for later.
Well, you'll have to forgive me. I fear that I've exerted myself a little more than I'm used to tonight. You really take it out of me, Christina.
Oh, that'll be later.
She'll just kind of like gesture to the balcony where she'd shoved out like her makeup artist and her hairdresser earlier, and one of them will kind of be like, and come back inside. And without even being asked, she's just going to present her arm to Isobel, and Isobel will bite and take a very long draw. Thank you, Martina.
Of course. And anytime, Miss Finley. Do you want me to go wait outside again?
Why don't you go have a drink? It's been an unsettling evening.
Yeah. There's a skinless body downstairs.
Will you figure out who it is? We're going to have to send some condolences.
Of course.
Thank you. What would you suggest? I have no particular desire to see my empire fall this evening, so what can I do to get you all out of my club and out of my hair?
So, I think to stop Larkin from all his shenanigan horseshittery, that it needs to look like we've done our job. And then, because let's be honest, is your prince really gonna just like let us in his office so we can go, oh hey, by the way, your kid fucking sucks? He's not gonna do that. So if it looks like we're doing what we're gonna do, then we can get where we need to go. And I think all that works out well. What do you think?
I will say, I'll point back out towards the chaos of the club. So far, appearances look pretty good.
Well,
All you need to do is go into a little bit of hiding. Just like, oh no, what happened to Isobel? Because honestly, God willing and the creek don't rise, we should be done by tonight.
Isobel is going to kind of look back and forth between Christina and Dante for a moment, and then she's going to settle on Right. Are you all right with this plan?
Actually, I was kind of hoping you would all just freeze and not move. And I'm gonna use Fata Morgana.
Are you using it on just Isobel, or are you using this
All
on
of them.
everyone? Oh my goodness gracious!
Yep. Everybody.
I will get a rouse check from you, please, right?
Yep.
That's intelligence awareness for us to look against it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is considered a mental thing, correct?
Yeah, this is mental.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I'm good there.
Not a social roll, though.
Nah.
No. Hack is really fracturing in front of our very eyes.
I was really doing so good in the first half of this.
I was gonna barter for some sex. Like, to be 100% honest here, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll play dead, but you gotta come back.
Christina is getting hers one way or another.
I don't know,
Yeah,
I might be
Right
dead
has her
here
way
in a
of
second.
things.
I might be real dead here
I
in a
just got
second.
a 12 critical on that.
Fuck me.
I
How did I
got
roll
a
that?
Power again.
I got
Careful, you're gonna start running out.
You're gonna run out
I
of
am
willpower.
going to eventually.
I got a
yeah.
messy crit.
Of
I
how
got
many?
4.
Sorry, what did you get, Dante?
I got 8 critical. It's not enough though.
I got
It is
12
not
critical.
enough.
I
And
got
again,
a
how
messy
did we
crit,
do?
so like I failed and I'm real aware of it.
How did we do, Isobel?
We got a 6.
We got a 6. So yes, no. Nobody is going to be breaking
Yes,
through
no.
rights.
I imagine
Yeah,
Messy Critical
no.
is like Messy Critical's Christina saw it coming. She's like, wait, what the oh
Yeah, you know that change in right when she was like, well, actually, and
It's
you were
like,
like,
shit,
oh
right,
no.
Smile fades, everything is just complete seriousness, just
So everyone is now rooted to the spot, looking at you, right, because you were the last one who was addressed here. What would you like to do with this literally captive audience?
gonna walk up to Isobel and say, I think I'll take that drink now. And I'm gonna bite her. And I'm going for the diablerie.
Just going straight for it. Well, she
Yep.
doesn't have much in her.
Well, I got a little bit better. Thanks,
True.
Martina.
Yep. Going for the diablerie. I'm taking all of it.
Now, even though she's Phantom Morgana, to save her life, she can contest against this, I'm assuming.
Yeah, this is a
it's
different
a
thing.
reflex of the soul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find
Yeah.
this thing again.
I don't remember what that roll is, though.
I've got you.
Thanks, darling.
Yay.
It is.
It's gonna
Let's
wind
see.
up being a very strange, like, threesome between Christina, Isobel, and Wright, where Isobel is just in Wright's head.
Well, so
I'm waiting for Isobel to school her on this.
So to fight off of this first, it's actually going to be a. Let's see, I think it's actually a strength and resolve test against the victim's blood potency.
Okay.
So the attacker has to roll strength and resolve and make a success. I think needs to succeed equal times to the number of the blood potency of Isobel. So it's more.
I
of
don't have
passive
a record of my blood potency. Do you, Lex?
It's 2.
So,
I got 4.
and yeah, and then roll. I think you have to roll one more time because it's two
Okay.
tests. If it's like the actual like contesting there.
All right. Gotcha. And that one's there. And
This is where it gets all crunchy.
going to be 3 on that one.
And that's the passive combat, and now there's actually the whole like Isobel's soul fighting bit,
Okay.
which is where Isobel rolls her resolve and blood potency
Okay.
against
Okay.
Wright's current. You drop 1 humanity, right? Humanity and blood potency. and then the margin here is what what makes everything.
So I roll my current humanity or the ones that I don't have? I don't remember.
So you drop 1 humanity from where you are now, and then you roll that plus your blood potency.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I should know this by now, right?
Right, we've done this in every episode, at least once. Sometimes more than once.
I have a really good blood potency. Okay, so there's a 6 critical.
7 critical.
Wait.
You can't burn willpower on this one, though.
No. I know. I forgot to add the extra 2 because it's crit.
Yeah, it doubles. Like 2 crits double.
6, so 8.
So 8? Okay.
So you get 5 XP.
So there's... Go ahead.
I was saying that you get 5 XP, and then there is no additionals to this.
So with that little hiccup there, we'll sort of include that in our narrative. There's a moment. You sink your fangs into Isobel, and at first the blood is sweet, as it always is, and it's extra sweet because this is the diablerie that you were so sorely denied earlier in the night. But there comes a moment as you're drinking away her soul where you can feel her. You can feel her moving inside of your veins and inside of the wrinkles of your brain. You can hear her voice when she was greeting you with that majesty that roughed against the inside of your skull. You can feel her wanting to look at Christina, and you can feel her intrigue in all of you. But eventually the power of your blood closes over that and takes the power of her soul down into your own as she begins to crumble to ash right there in your arms in the middle of this beautiful dressing room.
It's okay. Join the others now. And yeah, as soon as it's finished, I'm just gonna... Oh, right. You can move now.
The 2 of you are released.
Thanks for that.
I suppose we did say it was her turn.
Yeah, I was buttering her up for you.
Perfect. And I enjoyed.
Glad one of us did.
She was yummy. If it's any consolation.
It's not.
Very
at all.
sweet. For a minute. She put up a little bit of a fight, though. I'm not even gonna lie about that. She did put up a fight. Was not ready to let go.
Rude.
I thought you would be interested. My bad.
I was interested in having it for myself carnally before you took it down diablerie.
Do we have enough time for that?
I don't think we did, really.
We do. If we got enough time for you to craft a pocket knife, we got enough time for me to smash. Okay?
That was happening simultaneously.
Yeah, you could have smashed while he was crafting.
It takes a while.
I was.
But you didn't finish.
And then his fucking little pocket knife came in and ruined it. Anyway, we need to go.
Okay. Do you want a souvenir?
Is there anything of hers on the floor?
I mean, probably. Isobel, what might you have been wearing that would have struck Isobel as important? Some kind of heirloom, something that would mean something to her? Or in the room, something that might call out?
Even though the room is full of fine furniture and very much it's very put together, on the vanity itself is a piece that stands out just a little. It's a little like a 1940s compact mirror with a big crack right down the center. And it has IF engraved on the back.
I'm gonna swipe it. Not like I need a mirror. So just taking it for personal reasons.
I
I
liked
bet
her.
you do.
I liked her hair.
I did too.
And Don just be playing with his hair as he walks out, just trying to work the blue into it as he goes.
Oh, I like that. That's gonna be so pretty. And yeah, well, I'm gonna start to walk out. We should probably go and get Ezra now.
You think you slept it off enough?
Hopefully.
I am going to be perfectly honest. I'm really not ready to talk to Ezra right now.
Oh, you were serious?
Ooh.
Yes, I was perfectly serious.
Oh my.
So what are you gonna do?
There's something I need to take care of.
Don't run too far. We'll have to...
No,
I'll have to
I'm
finish
just
this up.
I'll go take care of it. You guys make sure that his fucking head is on straight, and then I'll meet back up with you.
Very well.
All right. But hey, Christina, one second. Just and Wright's gonna grab her by her chin and give her a kiss, and she's like, consolation prize, I guess, maybe, or stay safe, or I don't fucking know. I just wanted to do it, so
I'll
crazy's
take
always
all
fun.
of it. All of the above works for me.
Good, we're on the same page. And then I'm just gonna turn and go with Dante and just yeah, just whatever you're doing, don't die, because that should be finished later.
Yeah, I like that idea.
See, you didn't need the stupid Toreador. Pfft. They're too posh anyway.
I've never had Toreador.
Oh. You're all disasters. I'll just offer my arm over to Wright.
Grab his arm and here we go.
Walk off back to my haven.
So are Wright and Dante taking the car then? Christina, you're...
I am going to send a message to my boys, and I'm going to walk down to their car, and I'm going to make them let me drive.
Then we will take
Alright.
the car.
I'll drive.
Very well.
He'll drive.
Yay.
Fabulous. So Christina, you head off to the car with your boys. Now this is the original car you came in, as I recall. So it should be odd that this car is here. But it's not, and you know this, because you know that this car has been following you around the whole time. You left your boys in it, and they don't go far from you.
Yeah.
And so you get into the passenger seat, and your people are looking at you are we done here? Are you finished?
Oh, I got in the driver's seat. I'm making them let me drive.
Oh, sorry, my bad. So the guy who was in the driver's seat does that awkward scooch over the center console over to the passenger seat.
We're not done here yet, but I can't deal with their shit right now. I just can't.
Is there anything we can do for you?
Oh, you're so sweet to ask. I don't know. This list is really long, and I don't think we're gonna get it done by sunup.
You could prioritize?
Prioritize is a good idea. I like that. Well, what looks most important? Should leave most important for the rest of them, or I'll never hear the end of it. What looks easiest to get done quickly?
And as they're kind of looking over, one of the ones in the back seat is looking through the front windshield and he goes, well, what about that one? And you're not sure how you missed it, but you have to slam on the brakes because standing in the middle of the road directly in front of you is a lone figure, clad completely in black, just standing there with their head down.
Am I getting anything off of this person? I can roll something for it. I don't know what.
Sure, why don't you roll Wits and Awareness?
Okay. This is too Silent Hill for my taste. Oh, yikey yike. That's a 1.
That's 1.
Yep.
You're not getting much off of this person, but can I get a Wits and Subterfuge from you, please?
Oh no. Oh no! That's even worse.
You can come be with me now.
Wait, subterfuge nope. Yeah. Hold on.
That wasn't a full question.
Oh no. You're in Wright's head now with all the other people. Good company.
That sucks for you. I'm really fucking critical.
So
That's what you're aware.
out of 2 dice, on my hunger dice, I have a crit. And then I failed on my other dice.
That's just 1.
So, you hear it, and it takes you a second to realize this sound is not coming from outside of you. This voice is coming from inside of your own head. And a voice that's neither male nor female speaks to you. God of all ways, but only deaths to me. O thou Apollo, thou destroyer named, what way hast thou let me? To what evil home? Home cursed of God, bear witness unto me. Ye visioned woes within, thy blood-stained hands of them that smite their kin, the strangling noose, and spattered o'er, with human blood, the reeking floor. Get out of the car, Christina. And that's where we're going to end this episode tonight.
Wonderful.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. So we are going to go ahead and do our round of outros this evening, and we are going to start off once again with Ellie.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Lex, for this being such a wonderful journey and fun. Thank you, Diana, for being delightful. And I have been Christina, your La Sombra. You can follow me on Twitter at Ellie_A_Collins for everything that I'm doing online.
And Zach?
I'm Zachary Vauda. I'm pretty sure my Twitter handle is right here. I am on ATL by Night on Tuesdays when we air. I am on Adjacent by Night on Saturdays with Lex and Sam when we air. Ellie's storyteller for ATL, of course, as previously mentioned. I'm on whatever else I'm on, whenever I'm on it. Follow me on Twitter. You'll see I am wherever tabletop games are played.
And Sam?
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha McLarty, at just S McLarty, on social media. If you want to know what I'm doing, you'll have to follow me there, and I post what games I'm going to be in. There's a lot, as Zach mentioned. Got Adjacent. I'm pretty sure that did some, I guess, a spot with the ATL by Night recently. That was a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff here, there, everywhere. You'll just have to follow me on socials to see what it is I'm going to be doing. Really bad at outros, so next.
And our very special victim, I mean guest for this evening,
you're
Diana.
fantastic.
Hey guys, I'm Diana D'Amico, and I've been your cannon fodder this evening. Thank you guys so much for having me here. It was a lot of fun. I've never played a Toreador before, but apparently they're really badass if you give them a whole bunch of Brujah shit. Who knew? I am on Twitter at D'Amico. At D'Amico Diana on Twitter. You can find me there and see all the cool things I'm doing. I'm guessing this is going to be announced by the time that this airs, so we're just going to go with it. I am the storyteller for Play Renegade Games inaugural Hunter series, Day Shift, along with season 2 of The Nightlife, which will be returning later on this summer. So tune in to Play Renegade's channel to see those things. I'm currently designing a board game with Anarchy Gaming for hunters of all kinds, and I do all kinds of weird stuff related to monsters, and sometimes I love them and other times I kill them. So this was a unique experience. Thanks, Lex.
And of course, we are short Andrew this evening, but we'll have his links and what have yous in the chat. Probably.
Do we want to pretend to be him? Hi, I'm Andrew.
No one's talking close enough to their mic to pretend to be Andrew.
Well, I'm Andrew Struther.
Follow me Roll Persuasion.
That was great. It was like he was here.
Yeah, we didn't even miss him this episode because we got his sign off. Andrew should be back next week. Unfortunately, we'll be short a different cast member who will be dealing with totally nothing to worry about, I'm sure. So with that, I have been Lex, your storyteller. You can find me on things, and I do stuff. I'm very active on social media because I love when people like my selfies, because I'm vain like that, as the true Toreador of the house. You can find me as a redhead vixen on Instagram and OnlyFans and all that good stuff. And as always, if you liked our music, if you liked our soundscape, if you liked all of our photo editing and things like that, check out Same Page Media. They do all of that content for us. And with that, we are going to leave you for this evening, so we will see you next week for the continuation of a bit of Ultraviolence. Have a good night.